You think you know a language until you pull up and live in said country where that language is everywhere. And you're looking around, you're looking at grocery stores, signs, people asking for directions, metro, wherever. And you're just thinking like, ooh, I should have paid more attention in class. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Savannah, but on the internet, I go by Savvy C, and welcome back to Savvy C Scoop. I'm an American student here living in Paris, and right away I noticed that, two big things. One, that it's not mission impossible to be here in Paris, living in France. As a native English speaker, without knowing that much French, it's not mission impossible to do so. But two, on the other hand, the more French you know, along with being a native English speaker, the better. That is like, chef's kiss. That is the best thing going. That's the 1-2 punch, 2-piece combo, all of that. And so with that being said and having that in mind, I've been, dipping and dabbling with my free time from, the, Miss Rona, the pandemic, and especially with lockdown in November that we just had recently, of just like, what are some ways that I can like improve my French from home, for free, that I can do by myself, or, have maybe someone else to, build off of or work off of. And these are just some things that I found in my free time. So the following are just 8 free 99 things that I do to learn and, boost my French proficiency, and that you can do from anywhere in the world. As always, I got my laptop. When I bust this out, I mean business. I got my notes on here and I want to stay on track. So first up, we got Skyrock Radio. They always say it like that. I butchered it, but if you know, you know. Skyrock Radio is just an app. It is rooted in, hip hop, rap, pop, culture, songs, whatever, from Francophone artists, French-speaking artists, as well as American English-speaking artists. It's a great tool and just a great app to, one, to stay up on pop culture, to hear the normal pace of voice for, the talk show host every hour, every like 2 hours. There's a different radio personality and a different show, and you can hear that they format things, They have different styles. They'll have like game shows, the commercials, all of that. It's really good and helps you. And then two, what I've loved the most about that, I can like either screenshot or just like write down in my notes, whatever, a song that I like, and then I learn about a new artist, and then from there, you get a little new artist in your phone, which leads me to point number 2. Listen to music from French-speaking Francophone artists. Again, from Skyrock, I've learned of a ton of more contemporary people, so like people like Aya, I don't know how to pronounce his name right, Koba Ladi. I'll put their pictures up and stuff, but Koba Ladi, Edith Piaf, even though obviously she's like the OG, the classic, Stromae, of course. So, artists like that, and you just find like 1 or 2, and then from there you'll get suggested others, and it just builds from there. Along with the songs, you can look at the lyrics, you can follow along, you can hear their accent, hear their inflection, and then, kind of just hear it over and over and over again, and then you just kind of repeat the words as you go, little by little, and you'll be surprised how you can really pick up on the language into uncommon like slang phrases. Then number 3, again, off of listening to podcasts. One of my all-time favorites is French Voices with Jessica. Jessica, hey girl. I feel like I know her at this point because she's so great. She's a native French speaker. She's a language teacher, and she's living in Melbourne. I don't know if she still is now. I'm still in the first season, which is back in 2015. So 5 years later, she might have moved away, or 6 years later. Wow, 6 years later, she might have moved away, but it's still a great resource. Jessica, she interviews native French speakers who are, in and out of France, and they just talk about their passions. So like some episodes have been about like pastry chef talking about the history of like a region in France, being a school teacher in a rural area, etc. And it's cool just to hear, again, just their accents, hearing, what's, tense they use, if they, they use a formal vous or the informal tu, phrases, things like that. And then what I love the best about French Voices, which is so helpful, is that every episode in the show notes, it has just a breakdown of the timestamps of like what they're talking about subject matter wise, and then you can click on the link which goes to the French Voices website, and it'll give you a full for free 99 transcript of the whole conversation that you can follow along with or read after the show, as well as 2 comprehension questions just to again reiterate that you're learning. It's a huge great resource that I've loved, especially too with the transcript. She has like notes of like grammatical things or like things to keep in mind or to note, which I love. Then next up, watching the news. Now, I watched the news recently in America, sweetie. What are we doing? America, what are we doing? It was, yikes. But watch the news nonetheless, especially now. It seems like every day is just 20 years. But watching the news is good. You learn about recent events, again, with the talking, the tone of voice, the pace of, how they're speaking. At the banner, at the bottom is the banner, at the bottom of the screen, always, helps reiterate things. You can just pick up on key phrases. Some of my favorites are French 24, C News, and TV5 Monde, or I guess TV5 Monde. Yeah, TV5 Monde. And I know for TV5 Monde, I would watch that all the way back to high school. My French teacher, Sasha, Madam Ketchmaker, she put us on to that. For that, it would give like the top 5 stories of like the day, and it would break it down. And I always had an option to do subtitles, so that's really great too. Cause I know here, like when I watch TV, like I have SFR for my cable, and they don't have closed captions. They don't have closed captions. So I'll see watching, I'm like, I'll get the gist, but at first it was kind of rough, so keep that in mind. Then the lines of talking about watching things and, with or without subtitles brings you to point number 5, watching shows and or movies in French, or at least with French subtitles. Now for this, I think it just depends on 1, the content of the show, and 2, just your level of the language. So like for me, if it's like something like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? I just finished that show really recently. That show, it's a comedy. There are just like some nuances and things that I just really wanted to grasp. So I would watch like some things in English with French subtitles, unless I recognize and knew the episode already, then I'd watch it in French with English subtitles. So, base it off of that. If it's a cartoon, I would say listen and have the captions fully in French, so it's like slower. But if it's a more like, I don't know, in-depth like documentary or drama, or I don't know, maybe like a comedy or something that might go over your head if you're a beginner in the language, then have it in English with the French subtitles. And then I say grow, slowly but surely grow. As your comfort grows, you can switch it to French so that you'll hear it and read it, because that was really how you'll retain the language. Like for example, the Lupin, definitely check that out. I'm gonna watch that today. Like that's like a perfect show to watch like in French with French subtitles or in English with French subtitles. So and Netflix does a great job with that. Then next up, number 6, change one of your frequently used pieces of technology to French. So for me, it kind of happened naturally, or like forcefully, I guess you could say. About my 2nd or 3rd week here, my laptop, like Google just switched to French. I guess they're like, I don't think she's on vacation, I don't think she's living here. And so it just automatically changed to French. But I would say when it comes to maybe your phone, laptop, or just, I don't know, iPad, whatever, TV, whatever, piece of technology you use on a fair, daily basis, especially now everyone at home, they use on some form of regularity, change it to French. So you can just get comfortable with the language, maneuver it, and just learn new vocab. Then number 7, switching to social media, follow French-based accounts. Now I only use Facebook and Instagram. Really just Instagram, Facebook just to keep it with like family and friends, but Instagram. And so I follow some accounts like all.french and Frachiche. FRAICHES. Both of those sites and those pages are great. The all.French. She just like daily sayings and words. So like every day, either if I see it on my timeline or I just go to the page, I'll learn like a little phrase or something that's, rooted in French, unique to French culture. And then for the fresh, I'm butchering that. I apologize. If you know, let me know in the comments. They're a media platform. It's giving me kind of like BuzzFeed type of thing, or I'm trying to think of what else. Like a Huffington Post, maybe that type of vibe, where they're like, they don't do labels and, they're really just more modern, everyone has a voice type thing, which is my vibe. I'm all for that. So that's another great platform too. And just, again, it can introduce me to other people, people in media, etc., and just put me on to just more pop culture references. Then number 8, last but certainly not least, watching YouTube videos. You're already here, so this is an easy step for you. Just watching YouTube videos from lifestyle YouTubers or vloggers like Mademoiselle Gloria, or people that will teach you French like Comme un Français. People like that, full range of spectrum, can both show you pop culture, daily life, things like, I remember Mademoiselle Gloria did a video on like lycée versus université, or not lycée versus lycée versus college, and like the difference between that, or like, Comme un Français, we'll talk about, break down how dates work, or just like different things like that, just the full range. You can just really type in like, I don't know, sports French YouTube or something. Like YouTube is the ultimate search engine, so whatever you're interested in, I strongly urge you to just search that real quick, put French or put Paris, France, Belgium, Switzerland, whatever you're trying to learn French from, put it in and you'll be good to go. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below if you have any more, emphasis on free, make sure it's free 99, tips, tricks, or just resources you use to boost your language comprehension skills, particularly in French. But if it's for another language that could be transferred over into French, still let a girl know. Drop in the comments. Let's get it together. Hold me accountable. I'll hold you accountable. All right. As always, I am sending my love. So wherever you are in the world where you're watching this, be sure to like, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.